How's it going, hockey fans? Join us today on the Utah Hockey Bros podcast. This is episode 2. What's up, NHL fans? And also, welcome to the Utah Hockey Bros podcast. I'm super excited because this is episode 2 now. We're stoked to get this going, really. We actually have a fun episode for you today. We have my buddy here. We're making him part of the bros. He's part of the bros now. But we have here Dylan. Dylan,
what's up, guys?
Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Doing so good. So tell the people, what are you about, man? How did you get into this into the episode today?
So Chandler over here texted me. I said, "Hey, go follow the account and see what happens." And I said, "I'll follow if I'm going to be a part of it." And here we are. I got it out to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, awesome. So Dylan, how long have you been a hockey fan? Give us a little bit of background.
So I've played hockey for almost 16 years now. This will be my 17th year. I've started playing when I was the age of 3. My dad got me into it. I'm a goalie for Utah Valley University. So if you guys ever come to a game, just look for me out there. We actually met from your brother because we played high school hockey together.
Stratton did. What year did you graduate?
I graduated last year, so that would have been 2023.
Oh, dude, you're young.
I am young.
And then what high school did you go to again, right?
I went to Stansbury High School with your brother, so
yeah,
that's out in Tooele, if nobody knows.
Yeah, for those who don't know, it's Tooele County represent.
Outlaws for life.
Nope, not lost. And then you ended up your way on UVU. How did you get on the team? Anyway, because I know that's one of the only 3. I know they didn't give a shout out to BYU at the NHL.
I know BYU just had to end a 30-year season with them, which was crazy.
Do you know? I'm just
so
curious.
Yeah, I do know. So technically, what I was hearing from is that with BYU's football team, they wanted to take all that money that was going to either to BYU hockey. They wanted to transfer it all the way over to the BYU stadium, the new locker room that they just got. But also they didn't want to have the hockey team using their logo no more. So I don't know what that was all about, but I think it was kind of stupid because BYU was my number 1 school to go to for hockey, and I was like, dang.
Because they were really good.
It's been an interesting year. They were really good. They had a great rivalry with the Utah Utes. Utah Valley, that was even a bigger rivalry because they had to share the same rink and all that. So
throw a bunch of dudes in there and drop the gloves and
see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's jump into it because this, after all, let's talk about the Utah hockey team.
We're excited. I'm stoked.
Utah's here, baby. Yeah, I know that was the word I used to Stratton too as well. I was like, I'm stoked. Like it's a great time to be a Utah fan.
Like I've been waiting for this my whole life. Like this is like a dream come true right here. Having a hockey team in Utah where you're from. It's like you don't have to travel anywhere else. You can just walk down the street or drive 30 minutes and you'll be at the rink.
Yeah. And
it's crazy. Go ahead. No, sorry.
We're very lucky. Seriously, and how it all ended up, like it was just like NHL was like mad at Arizona Coyotes, just to sum it up, and they were like, hey, kind of like a short-term punishment. I'm moving the people, really. Let's move the people out of there, and they called up Ryan Smith, which I love Ryan, by the way.
Ryan's amazing. I'll say that.
Heck yeah, let's do it. Oh, Utah favorite. At the end of the day, like growing up, like I would say when we were younger, and probably also our parents, like when they were in the 20s and everything like that, everything was about like Larry H, like the Miller Group, right, bringing the Jazz here.
Yeah.
And now that you got Ryan, who decided to take over the Jazz or proposed or bought the Jazz, right? And he's been definitely all about the community. He wants to make sure he wins, the community wins, everything like that, and I love that.
Yeah, before you move on about Ryan Smith, he is also the owner of Real Salt Lake
Oh yeah,
and the Utah Royals, and
yeah.
now the owner of the new hockey team out in Utah.
And which is awesome. And for those who don't know, Real Salt Lake, they're the what's the it's just the American
The
League Soccer, right?
Yeah,
MLS.
MLS, and then you got
Yeah,
the Royals in the National Women's Soccer League, so NWSL.
yeah. Is that what it stands for? I had no idea. Good to know.
Yeah, I
Good to know.
actually before they folded 2 years ago, me and my little sister and my dad, we got season tickets to their inaugural season. So yeah,
Good to know. That's awesome.
good to know.
All
Yeah,
right. So let's talk about let's see. Let's dive right into the press conference with when Gary Bettman, he was here, the commissioner of the NHL. He came to Utah, did a press conference, and he did it with Ryan Smith, Ashley Smith, and Governor Cox. Literally everyone in Salt Lake, even the church here in Utah, like that.
right.
That's the primary. That's the head horse here. So it was kind of cool to have them there. But Dylan, yeah, you want to expound on that?
So yeah, so I actually watched the interview on Friday, April 19th. Friday, April 18th. My bad.
Yeah.
So they were all talking about introducing the new hockey team. Bettman, the commissioner of NHL, was there, and here are some words that he said. We are grateful that we've been able to craft a solution that brings a team to Salt Lake City, but just as importantly, fixes the issues we've had with Martez, the previous owner of the Coyotes, with them not paying their hotel rooms on the road. But he also said we actually are making the NHL and our game stronger by bringing a hockey team to Utah. He also said, on a personal level, I can't wait to come to games here and still a couple of days skiing without anybody knowing it. This is just a great
Do you
place
think
to
someone will
be.
know?
Oh,
Someone will have to. Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
You're gonna
Good
be in
luck,
Park
man.
City. You got that's like a hockey community up there is in Park City. You're
Yeah.
gonna get someone to notice him.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
also going with that, he says this is just a great place to be. You can feel the energy and excitement. It's palatable. It's like it's coming. It's happening. It's right here. We're here. We're now. So yeah, that was from Bettman, and then he also got up to introduce to Ashley Smith, Ryan Smith's wife. Uh, she said, "We are up to the task, up to the excitement and the steroids, not like steroids, like but like the stewads
Yeah.
for this team." And she's like saying, "We want to bring a Stanley Cup to Utah. Obviously, we want to continue creating the greatest fan experience in sports. We are ready for the challenge." And going back to that, I think they are ready for the challenge for how much money they've put into this team already. And from what I just found out, um, Ryan Smith contacted each and every player on the Coyotes and say, "Hey, we're excited to have you here. We got everything set up for you. We got houses. We got everything all ready for you guys to go." Like that just shows like a huge thing for your owner to like say, "Hey, we want you here."
Yeah, and not only did he like come out of the gate saying that that he's very grateful for the commissioner reaching out and making like the deal happen, but I thought that was actually really cool that he did reach out to everyone on the team. And I know he went down to Arizona and he actually
Yeah,
like the day that it was announced. And Ryan, he's like how he treats the Utah Jazz is how he's going to treat definitely this Utah squad, the new Utah hockey team, and tenfold for probably the next couple of years, just so you can get them all adapt and get them all ready, right, and get them comfortable here and excited to live here.
exactly,
I
exactly.
Yeah, I from reports and everything like that. I This is a side note. Like Ryan Smith, he had money because he's just like, hey, what do you guys want to go do? And all of them are like, let's go golfing, right? And so
Well,
they actually all went
didn't he
golfing.
like own like a website or something that he sold
Yeah,
from
well,
what I've heard?
it was a tech company. He started this tech
Okay.
company that was basically, just to sum it up, like surveys, like surveys, and he sold it for a lot of money. And of course, like that's a very, being in the $1 billion range, having your net worth like that, that's you're definitely more than the top 1%.
Right,
And
right.
but it's still so cool that he's like, he said this on Pat McAfee, I think a couple well, back in uh, March, when they were talking about bringing it, when he was making a public announcement to bring an NHL team
That
here.
he's gonna put in this much money to get this team here.
Well, that, but then when Pat asked him, like, how many billions? How many billions do you got? He's like, look, man, I can, you only take in as much as you need, and the other half is for everyone else, right? And so he's trying to make an impact on these players. Just to bring it back is just, is like saying, hey, let me take care of you. I will, like, we're grateful to have you here. We're very lucky to have you here. And it it's nuts because, like, all the things that's gone wrong, like what Governor Cox, he said that, he's like, this wasn't like, there's so many reasons or so many ways like this had couldn't have happened. Like they could have gone to a different city. First things first, they could have gone to Houston or Kansas
Or
City.
or
But,
Quinnipiac.
well, I was thinking more like divisional side for the NHL, because they're going to have to if they went to Quebec, they were probably have to redo the redivisions and everything like that. And
Yeah, I can see
but at
that.
least within Kansas and Houston, you can keep it there for a couple years and then redo it. But Utah also have the stadium. They've been. I don't blame Ryan and Ashley for holding the what is those called, the where they have the Kings and Golden Knights in the preseason.
Oh, the Frozen
The
Fury.
Winter Frozen Fury. I almost said Winter Classics. The Frozen Fury. That's right.
But okay,
I
but now
think.
you got to think about it. Sorry, but now you got to think about it this way. Are you going to put the Coyotes in that now and take out the Golden Knights? Because the Kings have a contract with them on that. So are you just going to take
Well,
out the Golden Knights and put the Coyotes in there? Well, I
well,
should say the new Utah hockey team.
I would assume that they also have a contract with Golden Knights, but you just do it. You just do it until the contract runs out, right? It's okay. It's okay. It's more hockey. It brings more people here, right? And to be
Right.
honest, if you really want to go all out on it, like, this is how I think you make it like a mini preseason tournament of like who's the best team out of like Golden Knights. Maybe you get Anaheim in it
I
and
would say put
Vegas.
all the West, like get the West and put like a little tournament out in the West side and like just go from
Yeah,
there.
just do like
Like
a preseason, like throw it all in. Why not, right? And just have some fun with it. I think that would definitely build some more hype going into the season and more rivalry, because all the rivalries, man, some of them are all out east. I kind of want some fighting here. Like, give me
you got
more
like I'm
spicy
gonna give
tuna
like a
fights,
name,
man.
Yeah, spicy tuna. Liam O'Brien. We'll get into that in a couple minutes after.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like to name off some rivalries, we have you got the Capitals and Pittsburgh Penguins. Like that's a huge
classic,
rivalry right there. Um,
classic.
I want to say the Rangers and Philadelphia, or
Yeah,
actually the Rangers and New Jersey Devils. That's a huge rival
that's a better one. Yeah,
with Matt Rempe as his coming in as a rookie and
yeah,
already having like 110 penalty minutes just from fighting in like the
yeah.
first
No,
three
that's
games of
crazy.
his season.
That's crazy. I would actually also, I would add probably to the end of this season, throwing Boston and Toronto. Like those two teams are going to go at it for a while, because they're.
Right. I'm gonna say one thing. I was listening to Spin Chicklets with Biz, and he's like saying we could have not gotten a better series with Tampa Bay and Florida
Oh,
and Toronto and the Bruins. Like that's just like a huge rivalry right there. Like Florida and Tampa, they're like in the same area, so like you can like it's like whoever's best of Florida. It's crazy.
yeah, yeah. I want Utah. I want Utah to have a freaking rival so bad, so bad. That would make it way more entertaining. It's kind of like you feeling like you're back in high school and college where you have a school rivalry, right? Especially here in Utah,
Right.
we love to compete. We love to battle each other out.
Even with the Jazz or something like that, like they have battles with the Nuggets. I want to believe, right? You're more basketball
Yeah.
than I am, so I mean,
Well, okay, yeah, that's true. Speaking of which, yeah, there's a Jazz. I wasn't. That's a coincidence. Okay. Anyway, um, with the Utah though, we're not good enough to have any rivalry right now. Like it's pretty bad. If us as Utah Jazz fans, like growing up though, Lakers were obviously more of a rival, but yeah, and like we never had a true like put this on the calendar match. Only times I would say that ever happened within the last 20 years is like when Gordon Hayward came back to Utah, when
well,
Donovan
I
came
could
back to
say, like,
Utah
you could say, like the Bulls could be a good rivalry from when Michael Jordan was
back in the
there.
80s. Yeah, well, that's fair, and that's
Yeah.
fair. That's what I was talking about. But like currently, we don't have anyone, and I think we need to get that out there on the ice and start something. So I think it would be fun with the Avalanche. I think it would be way better with Vegas just because of the success they've been having recently. Like let's
And
just
like they're only 6 hours away from us, so it's like
oh yeah,
there
it's
you
like no
go.
luck. Yeah, and it's not like hey, I just want to say Arizona they won the season series with Vegas this
They
last year,
did.
so
I
it was
actually was looking
good.
at that. They even in a college arena, they still won the series. That's
Exactly.
what was crazy.
Yeah, exactly. But okay, let's talk a little bit more about Wednesday. You want to start us
Oh,
off here, Dylan?
oh my gosh. So I was there around noon. And I was there around noon to get my spot in line, which that filled up quick. Like I was there for 30 minutes and it was already out to the road. And I was like, "Holy cow, I'm glad I got there soon." Utah pulled up. I'm not going to lie. Utah did pull up. You had venues there like when you walked in, like you got a voucher to two preseason games to either the hockey team or a Jazz, but like I'd rather go to the hockey game, obviously.
Yeah, that's why people are there.
Well, right, but they're like I like had one fan behind me. I was talking with him, and he's like saying, so I said, "Are you here for the hockey thing, right?" And I was like, "Wait, we have a hockey team? I thought this was just a free event. I just saw people come and line up." I'm going, "Wow, this is gonna be interesting with that." Like I was like starting an argument with them, like saying, "Well, this is for hockey." Like saying, "We don't need no hockey." I'm like saying, "Yeah, we do." So I got in a little argument. I left, got back in the line. Somehow, still got up to front row in the stadium. I was like, "All
Were you
right,
down
we're
there on the
good."
boards on the ice?
I actually wish I was there. I didn't know that. But so when you walk in by the Jazz note, when you're like in the very, very front,
Yeah.
they had a line there, and when we got there, there was no line there, so I didn't know if we could walk there because I saw like the podium of like the Scorpions band. So I was like there, I'm like saying, man, I wish we were over there instead of where we were at because we were in the line with the doors number two. We were in doors number two,
Okay.
and I'm guessing you guys were in door number A or
No,
where were
we
you
we
guys
showed up a
at?
little bit later. But we actually still also walked through door number two, but we showed up way late. Like we got
Okay, so
there.
you guys weren't
We
able to get your season vouchers.
well,
Like
we actually
the
did. We showed up. We got in around 4:30. I want to say like an hour right before,
Yeah,
and we were
they
still
opened the
able to
doors at
fit.
4:30. Yeah, everybody ran in like it was crazy. Like you had a
Yeah,
lot of
it
people
was really
running
fun.
left and right. Um but going from that, it was a great experience to see everybody just everybody in Utah, like half of Utah was all there. Like it was crazy. Like I'm happy to see Utah fans are actually wanting to put their faith into this hockey team that the SEG environment has created for us.
Yeah, and it was super cool because I was sitting there and I was eavesdropping, right? Like that's like the classic Utah thing, and
Right.
and literally the people in front of me and behind me, they're like, "I've never been in here," or the people behind me, for instance, they were saying, "I've been in here since I was a little kid." Like these, we're talking about brand new fans as well to the Delta Center, which is nice.
Right, and getting into it, it's like they made you wait an hour before they started like introducing the players, before the players even walked out of like the tunnel. Like when I was there, I actually got to see basketball Hall of Fame in Utah. Jordan Clarkson, is that how you pronounce his name? All right, I
Yeah,
got
we
to
love
see him
to
walk in, and that was pretty. That was a pretty cool experience to see him
Lowry.
walk in. Lowry,
Yeah,
yeah, Lowry. You guys see all them
and Coach
walk
Will.
in. Yeah, Coach Will was even there. It's crazy because now you got to think of it if Shea Weber was going to be there because he's actually part of our team now. And or who did I text you that was part owner of the hockey team from an NBA player? I can't remember who I texted it to.
Dwayne Wade. Dwayne
Yeah,
Wade.
Dwayne Wade. I was not surprised that Dwayne Wade wasn't there. Like I wish he would have been there because he's part of this thing now.
He is, but I would also assume that he's probably doing some basketball. It's NBA playoffs, right?
Oh,
And
that's right. I
so
did forget about
he
that. So
he's also kind of like an announcer on TNT. So he might have had to slip out, but he's definitely gonna have his fair share. He's definitely gonna be able to. I wouldn't be surprised if he already reached out to them and texted them and said, "Hey, I'll meet you here soon. I'm excited. You'll love Utah."
yeah, and from what I heard from everybody in there is like they're excited. Like I had this one hockey fan wearing a New York Rangers jersey. They're saying, "Imagine if Wayne Gretzky comes to this. Like imagine if he's here. Everybody's here right now." I'm like saying that would be the best thing ever. Because he was out here when the snow was here. Like I heard about him being in Soldier Hollow skiing with his family before he went out to TNT with Biz and all them the next day. It's crazy.
Yeah, Utah best snow on earth, man. And overall, though, the event was awesome. Like, it made me super excited. The GM, Armstrong, Bill Armstrong,
Bill Armstrong.
that guy is
Okay,
dapper, man. That he
he's a
is
stud. He's a
dapper.
stud. He's a stud for
I
sure.
I was like listening to this man talk, and I'm like, I love you, man. Like, I was like, holy cow, you're so cool. You're so
Like when they
cool, and
introduced
I'm
him,
excited to see
like
what he
having
does.
like yeah, when they introduced him, like he drafted all these Stanley Cup champions, Jordan Binnington, O'Reilly,
Yeah,
like 20 plus Stanley Cup champions with the St. Louis Blues. Like that's what's
yeah.
crazy.
And I'm pretty sure like I bet you all the stress now is gone from being in Arizona over the last 3 years. Like he's had to be like okay, new start, and I have a GM or I have an owner that lets me do what I want, cap space, and I bet you like seriously he's not. He's so excited. I bet you he's probably the most excited out of anyone coming in.
No, I agree with you. And going back on the cap space now, so we mentioned that Ryan Smith it has billions. So let's go back to this. You when 2017, right? When Vegas
Yeah,
became an expansion team into the NHL, they
yeah,
were part of a $1 billion program, like a $1 billion team. Do you think
yeah.
the Coyote? Do you think this new hockey team, Utah, is going to be able to be up with Vegas on a $1 billion ownership?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so because like Ryan knows people as well. Like
Hmm.
um that Ashley and Ryan um entertainment group, like they are the people who are putting this all together, right? So they're going to be able to hit that no matter what. I think they're going to be this part of this billion-dollar company, and they're going to be able to get who they need, and they're just going to go all in. I think they really are, and it may be probably not all in as Vegas is because Vegas they figure out a way to keep spending money and spending money and spending money. I think for us we're trying to figure out what direction do we want to head first with the type of culture and type of because like Vegas they're grit and grind kind of guys. Their culture is very like let's win now, let's get it, let's make sure we keep winning. And I don't know if that will last that long in the long run because they did sign a lot of people and they have a lot of cap space. Well, no, sorry, that are using up a lot of cap space. But here, I'm pretty sure Bill's gonna be like, hey, let's make sure it's nice for us now and also for the long run.
Yeah, no, I
You
totally
know,
agree with you. And going back to what you said about the cap space, you got guys right now who couldn't make it up to the player interview, like Josh Doan. He's right now in Tucson, Arizona, playing with the Roadrunners in the AHL. And
yeah,
I know I've heard from his dad. I can't remember his dad's name. I think, but yeah, no, Josh Doan is his dad's. He is the son of Shane Doan. So going back to that, Shane Doan was not excited for this team to come up here because Josh might have to move down out to Utah, and I don't think they're really excited for that.
I think it'll take time. The kid's 19, right? Like he's one of the
Uh,
youngest.
I think he's 19. Yes, he's one of
Yeah,
the.
and
He is.
he's like a I don't know how to say it other than like he's just probably he doesn't know what to expect. And he grew up. I get it. He's grown up in Arizona, and it's kind of like
Where
leaving your
hockey began.
yeah, and it's going to take time for him to get used to it, but I think he will definitely bloom here and he'll do really well. And it's crazy because like the team, they're full of characters. I was just like listening to them introduce themselves. Seriously, is one of the coolest things because you can see their personalities right away, and that's what it was super
Right.
fun.
And going back to this, Liam O'Brien, spicy tuna.
Spicy
How
tuna.
how how
What?
did you like that when he announced it?
Hey guys, you can call me Spicy Tuna. I think he's definitely going to be a fan favorite. I think he's going to be the most fan favorite here. I genuinely like. I don't buy jerseys. I'm not a jersey guy. Even in the NBA, I'm a big Utah Jazz fan, and I also love baseball. But coming into this, I think I might buy a Liam O'Brien jersey. Like I really do.
Oh,
Like
I
he's a
think
personality.
I'm gonna buy a Liam O'Brien jersey or a Connor Ingram jersey, the goalie. That's gonna
Yeah, and
be
that's not bad.
Connor Ingram is one of top prospects for goalies right now. He's young, he's flexible, he can do it. Like I think he has the potential to make this team go as far as he could with in like a Stanley Cup playoff if he can hold his ground.
And what do you mean by hold the ground? Let's talk goalie talk, shall we, Dylan?
All right. So I want to say like right now like you're coming into like this new barn. Barn for people who don't know, barn is the hockey arena.
Yep.
You're coming into this new barn, new people, new city, new state. When Jordan Binnington, I'm gonna go back to the St. Louis Blues Stanley Cup run right now. When Jordan Binnington came into the Stanley Cup against the Boston Bruins, it's like when you have like all that capacity, like the people they're just like yelling your name. Jordan Binnington was like, okay, it's go time. We gotta get this now. Like he'll full come be bigger confidence in that, and he won them the Stanley Cup as at a young age. Now coming back to Connor, I think with this he's gonna have to change his momentum, his mindset, like saying, okay, this is our year. This is the first year of Utah having a team. I think we need to. I think that I need to hold my ground and stay in that as long as possible. No injuries. Was hoping he doesn't get any injuries, and I think he'd do good. Like you have to have like the perfect D, uh, the right goalie coach, and I don't think we've hired anybody to do anything like that. I think we just have the GM and the head coach as of right now.
Okay.
Is if
So
that's
when you
what I'm
mean
going from.
grounded, you meant mentally.
Right, yeah, grounded like
Like,
mentally,
yeah.
like
Okay. Okay.
hold his mental ground, like saying this is my net. I'm not gonna let anyone take it from me. Because he did that during the whole season with when he was back in Arizona, and they had a great run, even though they didn't win as many games as they should have. But I think that coming here, I think it will change a huge perspective to his mindset and to his game.
Okay. No, that makes sense. It will be fun. I think I think anyone who doesn't like give Utah a shot, they don't know. Like in the sense of
Right,
the
right.
culture, the vibe here, right? Maybe you might be scared of the people. Maybe you might be scared of the religion. It's okay. You just show up, and it's going to be at the end of the day, you'll be fine. And plus, you're coming in to an area where you're already a superstar in the community. You already you own the state of Utah. Like people are literally handing it to you and inviting you in to take hold of it and take like be in charge practically, and you'll be just fine. You'll be just fine.
Right, and going back to that, you got Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, like two top names that I've just said that everybody already loved that they were chanting their names for.
Yeah, like this. Okay, hot take. Actually, no, not hot take. I'll say this boldly. I think the new Utah team, give it 3 years, 2 years. No, let's do three. They're going to be more popular than the Jazz here. I think hockey will be more popular here in the state of Utah than anywhere else, like than any other sport. Like you're going to see it definitely transform, and it's just because of these guys are going to come in and they're going to make a name, and it's going to be great because we here in Utah we got pride, man. We got pride, and
We do have
it'll be
pride,
fun.
and the other thing is I'm gonna be biased right here since I'm a hockey native right now.
Yeah.
Um, I think this hockey fan base right now is already better than the Jazz's fan base. Like I was after like the whole thing, I was in line to get some new merch of NHL hockey with the Utah logos and that. And
Oh
there
man,
was
I
like
gotta get
lines
some.
just
I
going.
gotta get some.
You gotta get some. Dude, this crew neck is nice, but it was too dang expensive. I'll say that.
Give me a price. Tell me.
$75.
Was it what? Oh, nice. Woo.
Yeah, it was. It's not cheap, but I think once we get like a team logo, I think it will become a lot better.
Hmm. Yeah, I think we'll definitely have like a face to the name kind of a thing, and
Right.
um, I definitely plan on going all out when it comes down to that and this group. So, oh man, speaking of this group and speaking of merch and names, what do you like, man?
Oh, okay. So names. Ah, I know you and Stratty talked about this in the first episode,
We didn't
and
we
I
didn't
can't
talk
remember.
about it. We held it out until we talked about it lastly like last minute but
Right.
we wanted to
You
talk
guys like
about it
didn't like go.
now.
You guys didn't like get like a whole thing around it.
No,
So I'm gonna say this: bring back the Golden Eagles. Bring back the
you
Golden
like that?
Eagles.
Yeah, but you
I
already
think,
have the Golden Knights though.
yeah, but you're bringing back a Utah born team. We've had the Golden Eagles since we even had the Golden Knights. So I mean,
What if you just go Eagles?
I would like that. I heard somebody say the Utah Mountaineers or Utah Mountain Pioneers. Like we could go with that, but I'm thinking I'm going for more Blizzard
Okay.
than anything. Or you could just say something like Utah Phoenix, like and say, look, we're gonna take
Yeah.
more the previous owner's team and make it a lot better, and say f you to him, and like say like here's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do to you. We're gonna f
Utah
you and
Phoenix.
take your team name and make it better.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, they have a list of names. Did you see that? Like the trademark names?
Yes, I did see that. You got Venom. Like let's talk about that. Like when you think of Venom, what do you think of?
Diamondbacks.
I
Like
I think of like the
Arizona.
Marvel villain of Spider-Man.
Oh, that's dude. Actually, hear me out. Like that's not bad because then also on top of that, like you make that goalie helmet Venom.
Ooh, you know that would be sick though, but I don't think they're gonna. I don't think that they're gonna go with it. I don't think
No,
they're gonna
they're
go with
not.
the Yetis either.
Look,
But
okay,
hold on, let me speak though. Let me speak though. It's cause we. I just found out. I just found out that we are getting a new juniors team out in Utah, out in southern Utah, near your neck of the woods,
that's what I heard
and
too. I heard that.
they are called the Southern Utah Yetis. So I don't
Let's
think that
go.
they're gonna. I don't think that they're gonna take the Yetis because they already have a team named the Yetis now.
Why? Why? Where did you hear this from?
I actually heard it from the actual official Instagram post from the USPHL. So they
Holy
actually
cow!
announced that they actually announced. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
I'm like fangirling right
They
now.
did announce that they are bringing a USPHL team out to Utah.
This is nuts. Like it's oh my gosh. We're they're oh my, I don't even know what to say right now other than like it about time, literally.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good because like you make the Southern Utah people feel involved.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be
I
good.
have it up right now. I have it up right now. We are pleased to welcome a number of new teams as well as announce a number of relocations and ownership changes to the teams across the USPHL Premier and USPHL Elite, marking the end of the expansion phase in the USPHL. Best luck to all the USPHL teams in the 2024-25 season. And they are the Southern Utah Yetis. And I don't know if we can
Holy
get it
cow.
pulled up here, but Southern Utah Yetis
That's
right there.
that's a great name. That's perfect. So
I'm
maybe
excited for it.
okay, look, I heard this name the other day and I really think this could resonate with Utahns and also like this it would be awesome. But okay, I heard the Utah Mammoth and Mammoths.
Oh,
I know that sounds bad,
but
but you can roll with Utah Blizzard and then make it a Mammoth. I think that would be
you
cool.
could, and you could, but here's another thing though. No matter what's going to happen, they're going to pick a name with an animal in it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like it has to be. And I think Utah Blizzard would be perfect. And throw Yeti as the mascot, or throw
But
Mammoth
okay,
as the mascot.
but with the blizzard, right? Do you think that it will interfere with the avalanches, like like
How?
Colorado Avalanche? I don't
How?
know. I'm just like thinking that they're gonna like put a logo in with like a blizzard coming down.
Well, it won't interfere because first of all, the name's not close. The name's not close enough to it. And on top of that, like they'll make a logo where it doesn't it can't it shouldn't have any reminiscence, right? Like he
All
Ryan
right.
hired the top logo company in the world
Did he
that
really? I didn't
designs
hear
for
about that. He hired the top logo company.
yeah. So I can't. It's like a long name, but they designed Nikes. They designed Converse, Apple. Like they're top notch. They even did like Miami FC once one uh Messi was coming in town or coming into the team. They made a new logo for it, and so Ryan's not messing around. He wants to make sure it stands out and is perfect, right? And
Right.
I don't think it will happen. And if he really wanted to go somewhere and outsource it, like Utah, we're full of Utah County moms and graphic designers. Like like they'll be willing to do that if he needed it. But I like Utah Yetis. I don't mind Utah Mammoths. I also don't mind Utah Blizzard. And hear me out. I don't care if they go Utah HC for a year. I don't.
I wouldn't mind that, but I'm also gonna be like I'm gonna be honest here. I would support the team because I am a Chicago Blackhawks fan. So it's like I'm not gonna be like no bandwagon and like I've seen like things like say okay NHL players or NHL teams you can sign to be a bandwagon for this new hockey team in Utah. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stick with my team. Go with the Chicago
Oh,
Blackhawks. Born and raised Bedard. He's coming out to
okay.
Utah. Hall of
This is
Fame,
the
Patrick
thing.
Kane.
I, I've been having a
You're disappointed in
conversation.
me, huh? Yeah, you're disappointed.
No, I'm not. I am
Bull crap.
jealous because I can't do that. I can't do that. I have to be a new fan of the Utah team because I'm born and raised a Chicago Blackhawks fan because I love my Jonathan Taves. I love my Magic,
Patrick
the
Kane,
Magic
Corey
Kane,
Crawford,
baby.
Quinn,
Yeah,
Coach
Sharp.
Quinville. Like you got to go Sharp,
Seriously.
Deacon.
Ugh. Like
So you
I'm
gotta
telling you,
stay
like I
with
grew
them.
up watching this team, and I love the logo. But then once Vegas came into town, and I started to be closer to Vegas, I've been like rooting for Vegas. But now that it's
Right,
in
I
Utah,
supported Vegas, but I'm a huge fan of Marc-Andre Fleury, and when I found out from he's getting
yeah,
traded from the Knights to Chicago, I was so happy, and I was like, man, I gotta get me a jersey. And my uncle actually had a jersey signed by Marc-Andre Fleury of a Chicago Blackhawks jersey. I'm like, I gotta steal that somehow. But going
okay,
back
we'll
to it,
figure that out.
I gotta support my Blackhawks no matter what. I gotta stick with them. I
Okay,
can't become like a brand new fan just now. So it's
I
like
know, and
you can
I'm gonna
support.
roll with it. I'm gonna roll with it because then over time, then I'll be old. It'll be okay. I'll be an
Well,
old fan.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but
that
I'm
is
gonna roll
true.
with it. I'm rooting for the new Utah team.
No,
New Utah team.
I'm rooting for them too. And I want to say, wasn't Bill Armstrong part of the Vegas Golden Knights' GM managing?
I don't know. I have to look into that one. But
I'd have to look
I
into it
want to
more, but
say
it sounds
it
familiar
makes
to be
sense.
like he was with the with Vegas Golden Knights. I want to believe it. I could be wrong. Don't take me accountable for it, but I could be wrong.
Okay, I believe also if my math adds up, he left St. Louis Blues in 2019, and then he's also been
Mm.
GM for the Coyotes for the past 3 years, I believe. So then there is a year, I think 2020 maybe. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to look into that, or not unless anyone.
We'll have to look it up for the next episode maybe. But
Yeah, we'll do this.
actually, I can just look it up right now.
Let's do it. Yeah.
But no, I feel like he was with Vegas,
Yeah.
but I could be wrong. Like, no, he was never with Vegas.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That
He
math
start
adds.
he became the GM of the Coyotes since September 17th, 2020.
Okay. So
So
four
that
years.
answers our question right there. All right. I'm glad I looked it up.
So yeah,
Okay,
makes
so
sense. Makes sense.
yeah. So I'm gonna go back over to the NHL draft now.
Okay. Let's do it.
So let's move on to this draft. So Bill Armstrong, GM, is gearing up for a busy 2024 offseason as he navigates the challenges of relocating the team from Arizona to Salt Lake City, Utah under new ownership. Armstrong will have 13 draft selections in the 2024 NHL draft. Utah has over 40 million in cap space for free agency.
Billion, he says. Billion. Just kidding. Just
I
million.
wish it was billion, but you could say billions, but it is millions. It is a
I wish
million
Ed
dollar.
Harder if hockey players got paid more than millions.
Right. I would love that. But he's excited. He's ready for the challenge out here.
Okay. I think okay. Look, I don't know too much about the draft. We can go into draft picks probably next episode or next week.
Right,
Um,
yeah.
but let's talk about free agency. I can talk. Let's talk
Oh,
about free agency, and then we'll end the podcast there. But the potential of free agents coming to Utah is literally like your wildest dreams right now. I don't know too much about how teams are looking at Utah. I would assume like, hey, if I want a new start and probably make a little bit more money, I would come to Utah. But I don't know in the sense of how loyal from what I can tell hockey players are. The most loyal ones I know is Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins and Ovechkin of the Washington Capitals, right? And
I
so,
can also bring up one more. Patrick Kane of Detroit
oh
Red Wings.
yes, well he played in Chicago for a while, but I think How did Patrick end up in Detroit?
He actually did a lot better than everybody expected. He finished his story of going back to Chicago, beating Chicago in in overtime, making history beating them in overtime, but he did really well. I want to say if Detroit does not re-sign him, it's going to be a huge loss on Detroit for not re-signing Patrick Kane.
Okay.
Because then you can see
So
that Utah's going to come here and probably sign Patrick Kane because he is a huge potential in points.
yeah, and that's what I'm going to say. Like, the only way we're going to be able to get in the playoffs right away is if we bring in points. We have guys who can score. We really do. But we need someone to also kind of elevate us and take that to the next level. Because I know that hockey isn't like baseball in the sense of where you need a LeBron or Curry. It's a very even game from what I know and from what I have played it. As long as you have someone who can contribute and put the puck in the net consistently, then that's where you're going to be able to hit the playoffs. And so I think really like we need a big free agent to come here in Utah right away and just help us out or get some confidence, right? At least.
Right, and I want to see if I know Matt Rempe's not going to be up there, but Ryan Reeves, like I think he's going to be on a free agent coming up. I think
Yeah,
we need a guy who can protect our young players, like a reinforcer. I think we need a reinforcer to come in.
another Liam O'Brien. No, I another reinforcer that would be good, and then another D. I know we're running like we're running low on defensemen. I've heard, and I've learned, and we can bring in some big names. That's all I'm saying, and big people, and make it scary. Make the Utah HC Utah Hockey Club
Or
scary.
whatever you want to
I've
call him
heard.
right now. I'm curious to see who they're going to bring in for this upcoming draft,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
that's about it.
Okay. Oh, it makes sense because but all these drafts guys, they're all gonna go play down in Southern Utah Yetis group.
Yeah, but okay, now we got to think about it this way. What's going to happen with the Grizzlies? The Utah Grizzlies, the ECHL team out here.
They'll stay. I think they'll
You
stay
think
for
they'll
a couple
stay?
years. Yeah, because they feed into the Denver team that feeds into the Avalanche. Like,
Yeah, so you got the Utah Grizzlies who are affiliated with the Colorado Avalanche, who their AHL team is the Colorado Eagles. And
yes,
they are under contract right now with the Avalanche. And I want to say if Ryan Smith might actually go up to the Avalanche and say, "Hey, we want to take Utah from you and put the Grizzlies as our ECHL team and keep the Roadrunners as the AHL team for this new upcoming team." I can
yeah,
see that happening.
I can see just transfer over contracts and transfer over locations.
Yeah. Okay. Going back to the team names, what do you think of Ryan Smith doing this bracket thing for the fans?
It's not bad. I think it's not bad. I think it gets us a little bit more excited. I think he wants us to make sure that we digest them all, in the sense because he hasn't ever since that first time that he said on the Pat McAfee show, the Utah Yetis, where you
Right.
met him. Everyone's been like bagwagging on those, but I think he wants to kind of give us everyone an opportunity and a chance to kind of like fill them all out and really see.
Right.
Because I
Even
would assume he's also going to add logos to it, right? Like he's going
oh
to add
yeah,
logos.
because even Pat is like saying said to Ryan, like saying, "Bro, you just got to pick the team, get us the team now, because you don't really want to see your team going into this new experience and not have a team name or something."
I think Ryan knows that. He understands that, and I think he's going to fast forward it. So I don't think that's why it's not going to end up. I think he that's why I don't think it's ending up Utah Hockey Club, just because like from a business standpoint, that's your fall point. Like at least you have some name to go to it, and but I think he's trying to speed up and try and get some colors and a logo to it and a mascot.
Right. I would agree with that because he's doing a 8-team mascot bracket, and I'm kind of interested to see how that bracket's going to look and how it's going to turn out to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. He said that he's going to use his old company, or I guess his company still, Qualtrics, to make sure it happens and it works properly. So we'll find out. I'm excited, really. I don't know when it is. I don't know. Probably, I would assume here ASAP, like soon. Probably within. We'll just
I,
say it has to be soon.
I'll say this: it's probably going to be right before they start preseason.
So you think they're going to run with the Utah Hockey Club for the first team for the first year then?
Well, I think that they're going to run it off for as of right now until preseason starts of this upcoming season.
Okay.
I think they'll have the
Yeah,
name at the upcoming season.
Okay. I can see that. Because like running patents, they take forever. Like some of these patents,
Right.
they take up to 6 months and season is
And
6
even the
months away.
trademarks, they take up to like to get it all trademarked and everything, get it on the internet, like saying you can't use this name for anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's it's gonna be crazy. So I don't know what he's gonna do. Maybe he can run with like Utah Jazz colors at least, and he can run with that, but he's not gonna throw because did you see actually they did a um jerseys or jackets and they had like the black and the neon yellow. So I can see them running
I
neon
I
yellow
haven't
for
seen those. I
first year.
haven't seen those yet.
Yeah, I think I saw it as soon just before we jumped on. Um, but you'll have to you'll have to find those. But I could see them running with the neon yellow and the black probably for just the first year and then adding some different color.
Yeah, but now you got to think about it. Like the neon yellow, wouldn't that be like doing like a Salt Lake Bees type of thing, which is like a MILB
Well, that's
team
a jazz
for
color right
baseball
now.
out here. Well, yeah, it's like, and I think what's happening, we can't have a team that has a double Z in it, like the Jazz, the Bees, the Grizzlies. We can't have a team with a double
Blizzard,
Z in it.
baby,
Like,
Blizzard.
I can't do it. Like, the Smith, like Ryan Smith and them, like just need to get something away from the Z's. Like Kent, like the Graf family, like I get that they wanted to do like all the Z's. That's like we can't do that again. Like just go away from the Z's. Go away from the Z's.
Give me Mammoth then. Give me double M.
Yeah, give me a double M at least. Give me something M
And
with
then give me the
Smith.
mascot name is Wooly.
Oh, that's actually fire though. That name right there would be fire.
Wooly the
I was
Mammoth.
also thinking like they put a name as like a Wolverine or something like
Too close to the
or
Predator.
or or Utah Cougars.
Too close to BYU.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, the Predators are no longer. The juniors team for the Predators, they're no longer.
But it's still Nashville Predators though. And like the
Oh,
logo, like you
okay,
have
the
to
Predators. I can see. Okay, I didn't think of that one. I was thinking of Provo. I was thinking of our old juniors team, the Provo Predators that are moving to Casper, Wyoming. So that's
Yeah.
on me.
Hey, Nashville, man. I was talking about NHL.
Smashville,
and
Smashville.
and you Smashville. And you can't I love that. And you can't have miners, so like mountain miners or coal miners, salt miners. You can't do that because then the Predators and the miners will play. That's not a good look. And then just yeah, yeah. Saints, I low key Saints will slap. If you ever seen like the St. Paul Saints logo or Fighting Saints logo, St. Paul, that one actually kind of is cool. But Saints and Devils, that would kind of be a fun rivalry. It really would. Really good versus
Yeah.
evil.
That's actually that's smart. I didn't think about that. Also, crap, what was I gonna say? Playoffs. Have you been watching NHL playoffs lately, bud?
Oh, it's been good. It's been good. It sucks that either Dallas and Vegas has to go, but I guess as of right now, Dallas hasn't been impressive. They really haven't. Rangers are
I'm
looking
a,
good. The best one I
okay.
think is either going to be the Panthers and Tampa Bay, or the Bruins and Toronto are the two best series right now.
Oh, most definitely. And I think who else do we have? We have the Rangers and Capitals. What about that series? Like if I go back to game 1, they didn't let not Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin
Ovechkin.
get one single shot off on net.
That's all you have to do for Capitals. That's literally number one game plan.
Right. And then you
So,
have Matt Rempe. I'm gonna go back to Matt Rempe.
okay,
Empire. He's a stud. I ain't gonna lie. He's a stud. He's my top favorite stud right now. Best enforcer right now in hockey.
top favorite
Bringing
stud.
back,
Put that
bringing
on a
back,
t-shirt.
bringing back the old hockey analogy with the fighting and all that. The physicality.
Yeah,
He's saying he's like saying screw you to the European league, like saying we don't want no just skills, we want the actual physicality again. Like
yeah,
this is happening now.
yep. And they'll do good. I actually think Rangers has a really good shot right now of getting into the Stanley Cup. So
I want to see the Rangers win it and get the President Trophy curse done.
yep, done. Make that it. Drop the mic. But we're approaching an hour. And I think
That's
that's
crazy.
let
That's
let's roll with that. Let's call that episode 2 today. For everyone in the comments, please like and subscribe. I can't believe I never thought in the day of my life I would ever say that. But give it a shot.
wow.
We're gonna
That
get better every podcast.
we won't
So,
we won't
and
say a lot or
we'll get that taken care of. And Dylan, I appreciate it. And seriously, you've been awesome. We'll have you around a lot more now. So maybe there'll also have to be a podcast where it's like you and Stratton, and then me and you, and then me and Stratton. We'll kind of keep the triangle going,
or we just get all three of us on one
or
and
all
just go
three
from
of us on
there.
one. Stratton, for those who are wondering, Stratton's actually he's moving back home, college time, because that's where we are. He's heading back up to Tooele. So
Wait, is he done with college right now or
he just finished up.
okay, so he's coming. Hey, okay, I get to see my boy. I get to see my boy.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back. So you'll be able to hang out with him, and I'll be up there next week. So maybe we can do one with all three of us on the air.
In
So
the same room.
oh yeah, for sure. That'll make things way
All right.
easier. So
Yeah, it
hey,
probably
I
would.
appreciate it, Dylan.
Thank you, bud.
So
I appreciate you and all these new fans that are coming in for some Utah hockey.
let's do it. Hey, we'll get there. That we'll get better podcast by podcast. So I appreciate it
Hey, you just gotta take day by day.
day by day. All right,
Day by day.
signing
All
off.
right.
Appreciate it.
I'll see you guys later in the next episode. Signing
Bye.
off. See ya.